Slurping coffee. How original. Quick vid for HP. You've done it again, lad. Good on your Aris. Every time. You brighten my day. Your vids brighten my day, young man. Yeah, I had that. Just about all those albums you showed in your latest vid, I had most of them. The Manfred one I really did like. I actually saw them live. They toured out here. I forget who. It could have been with Free and Deep Purple. I mix these concerts up. Time sort of gets a bit lost now. But I did see them. They did play live, and they were terrific live. Man for Man, Chapter 3. Yeah, a bit of that sort of loose as a goose Santana. Not like Santana, but I know what you meant when you said Frank Zappa. They're sort of moving into that free-form jazz proggy. Yeah, it's a bit proggy. It's sort of neither here nor there. I played it a fair bit, but I did flog it off to someone after a while. I don't know. It's good. Yeah, but yeah, it goes for a bomb now. It's probably on Vertigo or something. And I had Cressida on Vertigo. That goes for a fucking €1,000 or something. Same sort of thing. I liked it, but it just didn't. It was a bit sort of the Cressida album had the cutout one, gatefold and cutout. I think that was a Vertigo, or it could have been Island. But I had that, flogged it. If I'd kept them, they'd both be worth quids now. But I don't know. There's just something a bit not quite right about Chapter 3. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to turn you off it, but maybe I'm starting to kick myself for selling it. Anyway, the Clash one I had when the cat wants to go out. I better let her out, or else she'll start ripping my speakers up. Come on, out, please. Sorry about that. That Clash one, give him enough rope. I didn't like it. I bought that. See, the Clash to me, the only great album they made, and it is a masterpiece. The Sandinista, it is killer. Over 40 years later, that album still sounds as fresh as they come to me. Whereas I had their early singles. I had Give 'Em Enough Rope. I think that was the first album of theirs I bought, and I was disappointed. But yes, the Scott Walker masterpiece. Yeah, the Pink Floyd thing. I know what you mean. Yeah, Relics is probably the go for sure. Just trying to remember. But one thing I had to say, when you showed that Give 'Em Enough Rope, that track, which could have been, that's also I bought Black Market Clash around the same time, which was like a EP or I forget what it was. I don't like their version of Bank Robber. I don't like it when the Clash were doing those ham-fisted covers of reggae tracks. I hated it. And they only got good at that when Mikey Dread jumped on the Sandinista album, and they sort of could do it. But I hate white boys trying to play reggae. I cannot stomach it. Fucking Keith Richards. Oh Christ, it makes me sick. Anyway, but they made a fantastic single. Yes, and I've mentioned this before in one of your previous videos. I love that single, City of the Dead. I think it's the B-side of White Riot, something like that. Remote Control, I can't remember. A forgettable song. White Riot was sort of, I don't know. The Clash, I think I was more of a Jam fan than the Clash for some reason. but that soon fizzled out. And honestly, I can't listen to the Jam now. I had all their early albums, well, first 5 of them or something, loved them. But now I put it on, and basically the only track I like by the Jam anymore is Down in the Tube Station, down in the, that's a classic, being on your own, stuck down in a tube station at midnight with the Bother Boys hanging around. I've been through that one more than once, I can tell you. Yeah, down in the tube station at midnight. But really, the Jam haven't stood up well at all, just in my opinion. Yeah, but the other thing, that's what I had to say. I was going to make this short. See, you're a bad influence, Oh, hang on, I've got to slurp my coffee. If you like City of the Dead, why I like the City of the Dead so much is that's the first inkling of what was going to come with Sandinista. It's a sort of a rumba or, South American type bossa nova type beat, which is great, number one. But then there's horns in there, Da 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 da. It's the City of the Dead. And then they got this wonderful horn section going, which is sort of like it should have been on Sandinista. It would fit perfectly on that album. They could have put that on and dropped one of the weaker tracks on side 4. But if you like that, and you haven't, I don't know if you've heard of the Australian band, the Saints. Melody Maker made their single, I'm Stranded, the single of the year, and Sounds in 1976 made I'm Stranded by the Saints. It was a punk band from Brisbane, Queensland. Single of the week or single of the year and any and every other year. That's how much they loved it. And it is ripper. It is before the Ramones. People go, oh, no, they weren't copying the Ramones. For somehow, by some bizarre, whether it's, God pulling the strings, you had a band out of New York, the Ramones, and you had a band out of Brisbane, a backwater in Gondwana land, the bottom of the earth, coming up with, and they both, it's the same thing, except, it's just fast. It's incredible, but Sounds gave that, yeah. Geez, I'm waffling. Yeah, so then they were a bit hit and miss too, the Saints. They were a bit like the Clash. They were sort of punk, but I don't know. I was never a huge punk fan, to be honest with you, unless it's 60s punk. But the Saints got good just before they split up, when they came up with on their 3rd album. Yes, Prehistoric Sounds. 2 tracks. They got the horns in. Swing for the Crime and Know Your Product. Fantastic Chris Bailey songs. Fantastic. Just like City of the Dead, in that they put horn sections in there and they just made these singles, and they still stand up today. I dare anyone to put on Swing for the Crime or Know Your Product or City of the Dead by the Clash. I dare anyone to put those on and not jump up and jump around them, because it's just impossible just to sit there. Anyway, that's my waffle for the day. Great video, mate. More, please.